We will use string enums because they're more easily debuggable and understandable when logged out than numeric enums are. Now that we have our new animation type enum, we can add a new parameter to usePleaseStay. This new parameter will of course be animation type, and its type will be animation type. We'll also forward this animation type parameter onto the useTitleChangeEffect hook. Within useTitleChangeEffect, let's add the new parameter we've introduced. And before we use it right away, let's do some small refactors within this hook so we can better extend it in the future. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the existing iteration logic and put that into a new function called run loop iteration logic. So I'll pull this out and put it in here. And we'll write our new iteration logic, but for Cascade. So run Cascade iteration logic. And this will essentially be the same, except that we won't take the entire titles array, but just the first title. Now within the useInterval function, we can leverage our enum. So we'll do a switch on that animation type. And if the type is Cascade, we of course want to call our run Cascade iteration logic. And if the case is the animation type loop, we want to run our loop iteration logic. And now, extremely important whenever working with enums is to add the default case. And here, since it was our original implementation, we'll just make the default case using JavaScript's fall through ability in switch statements, so that if animation type is forgotten or somehow typoed, we'll always fall through to run the loop iteration logic. Now we need to do the same for this second useEffect here. So first I'll take out the existing logic and create a new function called run loop title logic. And we'll also write the new logic for our Cascade function. So this function will be called run Cascade title logic. And again, it's fairly similar, except we'll be using the first index of the titles array. And to iterate through the given letters in that first title, we'll use the substring function. So starting at the first position of whatever the first title is, and we'll go all the way to the title index. And similarly to our useInterval function switch case here, we will do the same within the useEffect. And instead of the iteration logic functions, we want the title logic functions. Now, since the animation type enum is exposed as a type of a public parameter of our publicly exposed hook, we should also expose this type. So let's hop into index.ts and also expose the animation type enum. And that's within the enums and animation type file.